everyone, and welcome. I'm Laura Dorsey, and I'm with Infinite Scholars. Infinite Scholars does one thing and one thing well. We help send students to college. We do that with our network of 400 to 500 different colleges and universities that participate with us in our programs throughout the year. Our main focus, though, is the scholarship fairs. We facilitate 27 scholarship fairs across the country. And at these scholarship fairs, we have 50 to 100 of our closest partners, colleges and universities that help out with us with that. Now, to give you information about about this, okay, is one of our premier partners with the scholarship fairs is Webster University. So, but before I bring Webster University on, let me tell you a little bit about them. Okay, Webster University is a private institution. Okay, it was founded in 1915. It has a total undergraduate enrollment of 2,496. Not being too specific. It's set in a suburban and currently sits on 47 acres. Webster University currently ranks number 17 in the 2020 edition of Best Colleges and Universities in the Midwest. Webster University has more than 100 plus degree programs, including arts and science, business, communications, education, as well as fine arts. The tuition rate and fees are $28,700, but last year, 98% of the student population received some form of financial aid. Students are automatically considered for a merit-based scholarship of up to $18,000, with a plethora of other opportunities to receive additional stackable scholarships. Webster University is also a Midwestern school with an international presence. Though it's based in St. Louis, it also has campuses throughout the US and abroad, including in Switzerland, the Netherlands, Austria, Greece, Ghana, China, and Thailand. For students, this means a plurality of study abroad options as well as undergraduate degrees with an international emphasis such as global journalism and management with an international business focus. Now, to be able to give you even more information and detail about Webster University, we're going to have Mr. Harris come on. Mr. Harris is a two-time graduate of Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, and he is a freshman admissions counselor. Mr. Harris, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Awesome, awesome. Again, as Dr. Dorsey stated, my name is Elemuel Harris. I am the freshman admissions counselor for Webster University. I predominantly cover all St. Louis City high schools, as well as all of Chicagoland. So just to jump right in, a little brief background about Webster University. We are, again, as Dr. Dorsey stated, a smaller private liberal arts institution located in Webster Groves, Missouri, which is about 10 to 15 minutes or so from downtown St. Louis area. We have just over 2,500 students represented on campus, which simply means that Webster is able to offer our student body those smaller class sizes. For those students who are looking for those smaller class sizes, this is especially important because you have those opportunities to engage in the classroom, to connect with your professors. It also opens up the door for some major internship opportunities as well. The average class size at Webster University typically ranges from 12 to 15 students. So there is that large opportunity to really be engaged and to really make some meaningful connections in the classroom. As Dr. Dorsey did state in the introduction as well, we do have over 100 plus different programs at the university where our students are able to not only major, but also to minor if students want to support their major degrees as they build their profile in their different areas of concentration. Some of our most popular programs across those 5 different schools is our business program. Our business program is currently ranked top 5 in the country of best business programs. We're also known for our management program. We have a huge conservatory, which is our visual arts and performing arts program. Our performing arts program is internationally known across the world and prepares students who desire a career, maybe in theater or in acting, to pursue those career and those opportunities in Hollywood. So those opportunities are there as well. We also have a huge journalism program as well as a psychology program. So those 100 different programs are again represented across 5 different schools. So we have the School of Business, the School of Communications, the College of Arts and Sciences, the School of Education, and then again, the School of Fine Arts. As Dr. Dorsey also spoke about scholarships, so Webster does a really great job of supporting our students financially. At the present moment, our scholarships do currently range from about $12,000 per year, all the way up to $18,000 per year, merit-based. So what that simply means is just based on submitting your application and submitting your 2 supporting documents, which is your ACT or your SAT scores, coupled with your high school transcript, which highlights your GPA, students are awarded those scholarships. So of course, the higher your ACT or SAT scores, coupled with your GPA, the better your merit-based scholarship is going to be. In addition to those merit-based scholarships, we also offer additional stackable scholarships, which are either institutional based or outside of the university based as well. So a couple of those scholarships include an alumni scholarship. If a student has a parent who previously attended Webster University, a student is awarded additional $1,000 to stack on top of the award up to $18,000 that they did receive for that merit base. We also offer an A+ scholarship, which is based on community service. That's more for our local students who attend the university in the St. Louis area, because it is a Missouri-based program, and we do offer an additional $1,000 for that program as well. For students who are traveling to the university from an outside neighboring state, those students do also receive an additional 10% discount off of tuition. So if students are going into a traditional program, maybe of social sciences or any program outside of the BFA programs, students do receive an additional about $3,000 off of tuition for attending the university from a neighboring state. In addition to that, we have a number of competitive scholarships too. So we do have a Chancellor Scholarship, which you do compete for against other students. So to qualify to apply for the Chancellor Scholarship, a student would have to have a particular profile, having scored a 27 on the ACT, at least a 3.75 GPA, or be in the top 20% of your class. So 2 of those 3 requirements do have to be met. Another competitive scholarship that we do offer, which will be important for this conversation here, is our minority-based scholarship. It's called the Donald M. Sugg Scholarship. So this past year, we gave away 10 of those scholarships. That is also a full tuition scholarship that we award those students each year. And the requirements for that particular scholarship is to have at least a 25 on the ACT, a 3.5 GPA, or to be in the top 20% of your class. And only 2 of the 3 of those requirements have to be met. So a large number of students who apply within Infinite Scholars do meet that criterion and do compete to receive one of those scholarships. And again, we did give away 10 of those scholarships last year. Webster University also has a huge international presence. I think that our study abroad program, it's so neat, and it's actually one of the top 5 study abroad programs across the world. We have locations, again, as Dr. Dorsey mentioned in the introduction. We have a campus in Vienna, Austria. We have a campus in Accra, Ghana. I always like to pub that particular experience in Accra, Ghana. We just had a group of students, about 20 students at that experience, and they got an opportunity to take a number of professional development courses, some curriculum-based courses, connect with a lot of the locals within the country as well. And there are even some opportunities to get some outside job experience as well, if you're looking to get some international business experience too. So definitely a phenomenal way to build your resume, begin to build your skill set, and expand on, just making those initial connections to ensure that you have a successful career once you graduate from the university. We also have a campus in Leiden, the Netherlands, a campus in Switzerland, and then also in Bangkok and China. So again, for students who are looking to get a little bit of international travel under your belt while you're getting your education, as well as take a few courses out of the country as well, that opportunity is there for you. And even greater than that, it's actually included in your tuition. So you don't pay any more or any less to attend either of these campuses as you would at the St. Louis campus, because it is covered under your tuition as part of your tuition dollars. Just like any other traditional university or college, there are on-campus housing opportunities. So about 66% of our students who do make the transition into the university do live on campus. Of course, a meal plan is included in room and board. And so, of course, once you come to the university, you don't have to worry about housing outside of the university or having to go to the grocery store, various things like that. Of course, that option is there, but you do have those options on campus as well. The last thing that I will leave you guys with is the phenomenal academic resources that we do offer at the university too. So most universities and colleges don't often offer tutoring services and various things like that. You usually have to go outside of the university to obtain those services. At Webster University, we offer completely free tutoring services within our academic resource center, the ARC Center. So you can always connect to the ARC Center, go and get tutoring part of the classes that you're taking, the courses that you're taking at the university. We also offer completely free counseling services. We do understand that as incoming students making that transition from high school to college, it can be challenging sometimes. And as students, you guys wear so many different hats, which can be stressful. And so we do provide those counseling services for students to just be able to connect with someone and to debrief if that is necessary. And that person is also there for you to also talk about your successes. Just a great way and a great outlet, just to share whatever that looks like in those conversations that you're having. To complete an application for admissions, you can simply visit www.webster.edu/apply. Again, to review your application, all we need for you to submit is your ACT or SAT scores and your high school transcript. Those are the only two supporting documents that we need. We also have a completely free application online, so you don't have an application fee or anything like that. We are also on Common App. Of course, I do believe that they do charge on Common App per the number of applications you do complete on Common App. My preference is always to have students complete the application on our website just because it's completely free. And completing sometimes close to 20 to 30 applications, depending on the number of schools that students are interested in, it can become very pricey. And so Webster last year took away the cost for the application. This year, Webster has also become test optional. So you can also choose to either apply based on your ACT or SAT scores, or you can simply apply just based on your GPA alone. And you'll still be considered for the very same merit-based scholarships as if you were applying with test scores. For additional questions or to connect with me to talk about the application process, which I would be very happy to assist you with, definitely feel free to reach me at telephone number 314-246-7855. I can also be reached via email, eharris, that's EHARRIS72 at Webster, WEBSTER.edu. Thank you.
Mr. Harris, thank you so much for giving us all of that information. I think it gave us, again, a good variety of everything that we needed to know. I got a couple of follow-up questions for you, though, if you don't mind.
Yes, ma'am.
One of the things that we talked about, the students and coming in and applying, is there an application deadline? Is there a date to apply? Is there a deadline date, or is this a rolling application? How do you handle applications at Webster?
That is a fantastic question. Thank you so much for that. So at Webster University, we are rolling admissions. So we are always reviewing applications. Of course, if the student is looking to come in the fall, which typically classes start the third week of August, somewhere around the 20th, between the 20th and the 25th, students would certainly want to apply prior to that date. It's usually a 2-week turnaround. For myself individually, I tend to review applications rather quickly. So if a student gets an application in on Monday, I probably would have reviewed it by Tuesday or Thursday, just because I like to stay on top of my applications coming in. But yeah, and so it's rolling admissions, 2-week turnaround. Students find out their decision rather quickly. Absolutely.
Okay, and good. And so with this rolling app, with this rolling admissions, I know that ACT or SAT is optional, but in order, if that's going to help better with the scholarship application,
Sure.
do students have the opportunity to apply? And then if they take the test an additional time and they update the scores, are they able to do that?
Yes, ma'am. So a student can submit their application, and let's say they scored a 20 the first time on the ACT.
Mhm.
Let's say 2 months later, when they took the second ACT test, they scored a 21, which would push them up on the scholarship bracket. We would certainly want them to submit those scores just so we can increase their scholarship. Our goal is certainly to ensure that Webster is as affordable as possible, especially for our infinite scholar students. We want to ensure that it's attainable in terms of cost. And so we want to do our very best to ensure that they have all the resources available to them, that they can pursue a solid education at Webster University. Absolutely.
We know that every student that applies to college doesn't necessarily get in. What is
Sure.
your acceptance rate, your freshman acceptance rate at Webster?
Absolutely. So we have an above 50% acceptance rate. Typically, we don't turn students away if they do meet the requirements to the university. So as long as they meet the requirements, which our requirements with ACT scores are typically somewhere around 21 with a 3.0 GPA. Without ACT scores, I would say we would be looking for somewhere around a 2.75 or higher. Um, and they would still typically qualify for a merit-based scholarship, more likely our Gorlike Blue Scholarship, which is our $12,000 automatic scholarship.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right then. All right. Perfect. We were looking at making sure that once we get students in, we want them to stay in. Okay.
Absolutely.
So what is your freshman retention rate?
Yes, so our freshman retention rate is 75% at the present moment. 75%. Again,
Okay.
we do offer a number of academic resources, and our ultimate goal is to always retain our students that do come to the university. I mean, we don't only want to recruit the students to come, but we want to ensure that they have the resources necessary to also keep them there, because the ultimate goal is to persist to graduation, of which we do have. It's an above average graduation rate. It's about 65% as well, which is well above the national average, which is somewhere below 50%. I think last time I checked, it was somewhere around 48, 49%. So we have a much higher than average graduation rate. And I believe that it's because we are so small in size and students are able to connect with professors and engage on a whole nother level than you would find, at your typical state schools, which are typically the lecture halls are sometimes 100 to 200 students. At Webster University, students are going to get that hands-on experience, that real-world experience in the classroom. And they're going to know their professors by name, and their professors are going to know them by name because, again, the average class size is anywhere from 12 to 15 students. So, and the
Okay.
largest class a student will ever be in is about 25 to 30 students.
Okay.
We cap them out.
Right. That was going to be a question: is your student to faculty ratio too? And we know the graduation rate. Now, graduation is extremely important, and
Yes.
I know that you have the study abroad options. Okay.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
students have the options for internships? Because I do know that internships are important. So, and can you tell me some of the companies or whatever that students are able to intern with while they're at Webster?
Absolutely. So internships, because again, we are so small and we're so very well connected locally and regionally, are limitless at Webster University. Webster is connected to a number of different organizations. We have a number of alumni at these different organizations. We're talking Webster University ourselves, a number of the local universities. SLU Hospital is one of those. Express Scripts is another one. Microsoft is another big one, just to name a few. But again, because of our huge business program and because it's such a great program, we're connected to a number of different Fortune 500 companies as well here locally too. So again, internships are going to be limitless for our students here at Webster University.
Okay, all right. That's perfect. And so with the internships are limitless too, I imagine that the employers that hire your graduates are at the same level. Can you tell us a couple of those?
I'm sorry, can you ask that question one more time?
The employers who hire your graduates?
Sure. Employers that hire our graduates,
Yes.
absolutely. So St. Louis Blues is a big one.
Okay.
St. Louis Cardinals is a huge one for those because we do have the sports management program as well. So for those students who are looking to go into sports management, that's a big one. Washington University Medical Hospital, because we do have the medical pathway as well. So our students who are interested in maybe exercise science or pre-med, we do have graduates that go on to work for those major institutions as well. You'll find Webster University's, I'm sorry, you'll find our students at Webster University at a number of different companies, organizations here locally in the St. Louis area.
Okay, all right, perfect. I think that gives me the total list of questions that I might have. Is there one other thing that you want to be able to tell our students and parents, something that we forgot?
Yes, thank you so much for that, because I wanted to kind of put up our Career Development Center. So we also have a Career Development Center that assists students in that job searching process. So students are able to go to the Career Development Center and get assistance writing resumes, assistance finding those different jobs, where our students find those jobs in once they graduate, going to work and have a profession at those different organizations and such. So they do have that resource at the university as well.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So just to make one last time in case somebody forgot to write it down before, if you want to give us your contact information and your number.
Absolutely. So again, my name is Eli Harris. We'll just call me Eli for short, E-L-I, last name Harris. My contact number directly, 314-246-7855. And then my email address direct is eharris, that's EHARRIS, 72 at Webster, WEBSTER.edu.
Okay, great. Eli Harris, I can handle that name.
Yes, ma'am. I think that's
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for being with us
God,
today.
thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
We really appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.